Welcome to Start Smart Kids YouTube channel.
Once upon a time, in a peaceful village near a beautiful dense forest, there lived a kind-hearted woodcutter named Ramu. Every morning, he would venture into the forest to cut wood, which he sold in the market to feed his family. Though his work was hard, Ramu was a simple, honest man, content with his life. One bright morning, as Ramu was chopping wood by the river's edge, something unexpected happened. His axe slipped from his hand and fell into the fast-moving water. Ramu gasped in horror. The axe he had was his only one, and without it he could not work. Desperate, Ramu knelt by the river, his eyes filled with worry as he watched the axe float downstream. What would he do now? How would he feed his family? He could not imagine life without his trusted axe. Suddenly, from the river, a soft glow appeared. Ramu looked up, astonished, as a beautiful fairy emerged from the water. She sparkled with light, and her wings shimmered like stars. The fairy, with a gentle smile, said, "Do not worry, Ramu. I will help you." With that, she dived into the river and moments later returned with a gleaming golden axe in her hands. The axe sparkled in the sunlight, glowing brighter than anything Ramu had ever seen. The fairy held the golden axe out to Ramu and asked, "Is this your axe, Ramu?" Ramu looked at the golden axe, and though it was beautiful, he shook his head and replied, "No, that is not my axe. My axe was simple, made of iron." The fairy smiled and nodded. She vanished once again into the river and soon returned with a silver axe, just as shiny and elegant. "How about this one?" the fairy asked kindly. Ramu looked at the silver axe, but again he shook his head. "That is not mine either. My axe was made of iron, simple and strong," he said, his voice full of honesty. The fairy smiled, her eyes full of understanding, and once more she dived into the river. This time she returned with Ramu's own humble iron axe. "Here is your axe," she said, handing it to him. Ramu's face lit up with joy as he gratefully accepted his simple axe. But the fairy wasn't done yet. She smiled and said, "Because you have been honest and truthful, I will reward you." The fairy handed Ramu not only his original iron axe, but also the golden and silver axes. "You may keep all three axes," she said. Ramu stood in amazement, holding the three axes in his arms. He was overwhelmed with gratitude and could hardly believe his good fortune. He thanked the fairy with all his heart and promised to always remain honest. Ramu returned to his village, still carrying the three axes. The villagers saw him with the shining golden and silver axes and were astonished. They gathered around him, eager to know how he had obtained such fine axes. With a smile, Ramu told them the truth, how the fairy had appeared and tested his honesty. He shared the story of how he had chosen to remain true to his humble life even when offered treasures beyond his dreams. The villagers were amazed at Ramu's honesty, and they learned a valuable lesson that day. They realized that true rewards come not from wealth or material things, but from being honest and true to oneself. From that day on, Ramu became a legend in his village. People came from far and wide to hear his story, and they were inspired by his honesty and integrity.